Good evening. Your Excellency, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera, President of the Republic of Malawi. Your Excellency, Madam Monica Chakwera, First Lady of the Republic of Malawi. Your Honor, Dr. Michael Biswick Usi, Vice President of the Republic of Malawi, and Madam Ella Usi, members of the Chilima family, and members of the bereaved families here with me tonight, all cabinet ministers, Your Excellency Dr. Nancy Saungweme, Ambassador of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Excellencies, heads of mission and international organization, Your Grace Archbishop Desmond Tambala, and all religious leaders here present. Excuse me. Your Majesties, Inkosi Yamakosi Mbelwa 5 and Inkosi Yamakosi Mbelwa Gomani 5. Friends of SAULOS Chilima, captains of industry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me also acknowledge Honorable Atupele Muluzi, who is here representing His Excellency Dr. Bakili Muluzi. Let me also recognize the donation sent by Her Excellency Dr. Joyce Banda. Let me recognize an upcoming donation from His Excellency Arthur Peter Mutarika. And let me recognize the presence of Kumbo Kachali Jr. on behalf of His Honor, Honorable Kumbo Kachali. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I welcome you to the launch of the SAULOS Chilima Foundation, and I want to thank you for the overwhelming support that we have received in such a short space of time. When I sent out invitations to all the sectors that Dr. Chilima worked and associated with, including the corporate sector, you are our greatest target, by the way, the government of Malawi and the diplomatic community, among others, I honestly didn't expect such a great turnout due to the short notice that we gave you. As we speak, I was told that at 5 p.m. people were still requesting tickets but were completely sold out. I take that as a sign of the continued love that Malawi has for Dr. SAULOS Chilima. The past 8 months have not been easy for me and the entire Chilima family. They have not been easy for the Muluzi, Kapeni, Chimaneni, Kanyemba, Aidini, Lapkeni, Ngwilinji, Selemani, and Sambalopa families. We have been debilitated by endless grief and sorrow, always caught up in an endless cycle of anger, despair, and confusion. Such is the nature of grief. During one of these moments, I asked myself, Kuti, if SAULOS was here, what would he have me do? Many have tried to answer that question on behalf of SAULOS, telling me I must continue his political journey. I don't think that is my forte. The political arm of Dr. Chilima's legacy will continue with the party that he founded, UTM. The party has my full blessing to realize his political manifesto in the best way that they can. I have known Dr. SAULOS for 29 years, and he was only a politician for 10 of those years. However, throughout those 29 years, there is one consistent aspect of his character that I observed, and that was his desire to serve. Uthandiza anthu ovutika, kudzipereka kumpingo, komanso kukonda dziko lake kwambiri. Throughout his career, he had opportunities to relocate from Malawi, but he remained steadfast, loving his country through thick and thin. I realized that if Dr. SAULOS Chilima was able to speak to me right now, his first order of business would be to ensure that I take care of our children. But because he was a man of empathy, he would also want me to take care of the immediate families of those that were unfortunate enough to die with him in Chikangawa. He often said to me, "Mary, life is not a rehearsal. You have to do the most that you can with the time that you have. Pray hard, work hard, live hard, and serve hard." And he lived by those words. If he committed to something, he would see it through to the end. So if SAULOS were here today, he would not let anger, sorrow, despair, confusion, and frustration stop him from continuing his work. If I had to choose a motto for his mindset, I would say that for SKC, life wasn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It was about learning to dance in the rain. Distinguished guests, Dr. SAULOS Chilima died at 51 years, 3 months, and 29 days. A short but impactful life. A life full of triumphs, a life full of sorrows, but ultimately a life of faith, service, and patriotism. Today, on what would have been his 52nd birthday, I want to present him with the gift of perpetuity. In doing so, I want to ensure that the name of SAULOS Chilima should remain unconquered and vanquished and undefeated in life and in death. Distinguished guests, in addition to the Catholic Church, friends and family, Dr. Chilima helped multitudes of students, organizations, churches, and charities in their different endeavors. I had no idea of the works that he had done with Rotary, but such was his nature. Dr. Chilima, by his nature, was a beacon of hope and inspiration to the youth and to millions of Malawians. During the funeral, someone said, "Dr. Chilima has left a wife, 2 children, and 20 million Malawians." That resonated with me. On this, his 52nd birthday, I am honored to ensure that I continue his legacy by bringing real and tangible change to the lives of his beloved fellow Malawians. With your help, the SAULOS Chilima Foundation will become a platform to promote a collective mindset change, a vehicle towards the advancement of development of Malawi and Africa through excellence and innovation. Distinguished guests, this foundation is being formed to perpetuate a legacy, but also to address the glaring challenges in our systems. As such, allow me to mention a few of our intended activities. The SAULOS Chilima Foundation will support and promote education for underprivileged students through scholarships, and this scholarship opportunity, first and foremost, will be extended to the children who lost a parent in Chikangawa. Honorable Muluzi, this offer does not extend to the Chilima and Muluzi families. The foundation will partner with schools and provide infrastructure and promote skills training to empower the youth. Distinguished guests, as the foundation is premised on the works of the late Dr. SAULOS Chilima, we will develop a rapid response fund to assist families affected by natural disasters, pandemics, or other emergencies. We all saw how quickly he would rush every time there was a disaster or a calamity. But furthermore, he insisted on a more proactive approach to disaster management. Therefore, as a foundation, we intend to partner with organizations that proactively prepare for potential hazards in order to avoid the loss of life. Distinguished guests, Dr. SAULOS Chilima was an avid believer in self-sufficiency. We will continue this mindset by creating and supporting sustainable organizations who enact this approach. I have in mind innovative young community leaders such as Temwani Chilenga, she's here tonight, Tusai Weyana and Mbambande, who have developed inspirational models of community care and development. On the entrepreneurial side, we will support ventures such as the Mwachisosa Cooperative, who have shown great business acumen by growing from being a simple village bank to becoming a cattle rearing and milk producing factory owned by women. This foundation will seek to replicate such success stories. Distinguished guests, Dr. SAULOS Chilima was also a strong believer in the importance of having the right mindset to attain success for Malawi and Africa as a whole. He believed that one cannot attain a new reality with an old mentality. He believed in the growth mindset where patriotism, collectivism, hard work, and a goal-driven conviction would ensure one's success. The foundation will embrace Dr. Chilima's mindset change agenda by encouraging schools and universities to produce innovative solutions to everyday Malawian and African problems. Distinguished guests, listening to Bwana Chikuse, I can assure you that this foundation will be managed prudently, transparently, and with integrity. We appreciate that every single tambala that we've been given is intended for the less fortunate and needs to be accounted for. To achieve this, our Board of Trustees will evolve to now include experts that share the mindset of Dr. SAULOS Chilima. Our upcoming management team will be responsible for the day-to-day operations of the SAULOS Chilima Foundation, therefore making sure they separate the board from the foundation. We will adhere to the rule of law and will provide audited accounts and readily available annual reports. I therefore appeal to all potential partners with whom our mission aligns to kindly incorporate us in your upcoming plans. These are just a few of our intended activities, and it is our belief that this foundation will live on for generations to come. In conclusion, Dr. SAULOS Chilima was a special man who was loved by many. This outpouring of love was evident, especially on 10th and 11th June. Malawians, Africans, and the world beyond, regardless of creed, tribe, or religion, joined together in hope and prayer for the souls that we lost that day. This is why, as his widow, I continue to mourn and seek convincing answers to why such a visionary, hardworking, humble, patriotic, peace-loving, prayerful son of the soil had to die in such circumstances. There are still many unanswered questions regarding those 24 hours. And so far, efforts to address these concerns have fallen short of being satisfactory. Despite that, I recognize that Dr. SAULOS Chilima now transcends earthly worries, and that through this foundation, the legacy of Dr. SAULOS Chilima remains alive, unstoppable, and vanquished and undefeated. I was about to say, distinguished guests, may God bless us and may God bless Malawi. Thank you.